Top New Japan Pro Wrestling stars turned down WWE's advances to stay with their company. NXT stalwarts look set to have their first match on Raw tonight, and we have the latest on a former champion of the AEW's future. Find out who that is and a little tickle. So then, news broke towards the end of last week that a top New Japan star has been speaking with the WWE, but he has been speaking on behalf of him and his brother. Can you work out who it is in the comments down below before we say his name right now? Of course you can, it's Tama Tonga.
I was waiting for a cue. How long are we going to do? Yeah, no, Tama Tonga, he's been speaking to Fightful Select and revealed that he and his brother Tangaloa were in talks with WWE, but they've decided to stay with New Japan because they're a couple of loyal boys.
Yeah, he was speaking with Fightful Select, as Jack says. Then he says, yes, I was in talks with them. Very much interested in myself and my brother. That's where the plural of stars comes in. Out of respect for New Japan, I have to always give them the doors first to see what they can do. What's that mean?
I guess he means like...
The forbidden ones?
No, yeah, maybe the forbidden doors. No, not first refusal, but do you know what I mean? Like, he needs to...
By the way, I've had this offer.
Yeah.
What can you do for me? Yes, there was a period of a few months ago of myself working without a contract to give New Japan a chance. I know in this game it can get messy with contracts, and the way we're talking right now, I was raised by my father on the way to go about business and treat loyalty and respect to those who put me through the door. New Japan first and foremost, he says. That's to Fightful Select.
Yeah, fair enough. He is now set to defend his Never Openweight Championship against Shingo Takagi at New Japan Strong's upcoming Fighting Spirit Unleashed show in Las Vegas, Nevada. This will emanate from a venue that I've always been curious about, Sam's Town.
The Killers.
Yeah, that's the album, and they're from Las Vegas, I believe.
Is that what Sam's Town is?
Is that a nickname? Well, I'm asking you in the comments, because we're just English, we don't know.
Yeah, well, the Vegas ones, haven't we?
Yeah, is Sam's Town a nickname for Las Vegas? And if so, why? Who's Sam?
Who is Sam? Is it Uncle Sam?
Is it Sam Driver?
Is it Sam Driver?
Maybe.
I reckon he was out in the town one night and claimed the city as his own. But yeah, Tama Tonga being linked to WWE is a thing that goes all the way back to that signing spree of 2016, as far as I can remember. His name was linked then when AJ Styles and Nakamura and the Good Brothers were joining. It might never happen now.
I remember, and I feel like I do this every time Tama Tonga's mentioned in his story, where I bring up the time in Japan where we met him, and I'm sure he said at some point something about how, like, if he had it his way, he'd probably just be a New Japan lifer. Yeah. And he said, he just loves it there, and he likes the company, they get on well, and this story seems to corroborate that. Yeah. Because they're being loyal boys, as you've said.
And she showcased right over there, isn't he? Like, he cut his hair that once upon a time and got his nipples out. Could he do that in the WWE?
I don't know. He's a face now.
He is.
They'd have him... I don't know what they'd have him doing in WWE. I was going to say they'd have him in the Judgment Day because of Bullet Club and Balor and everything, but he could do anything.
He'd just be backstage with the Good Brothers throwing up them hoots.
Yeah.
Up the hoots and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, a couple of NXT stalwarts look set to make their Raw debuts tonight, and quite frankly, if they don't make their debuts now, it would be a little bit awkward because Chad Gable of American Alpha the Alpha Academy. I always do that.
I do that as well.
He was on the X.com over the weekend on Saturday night saying Alpha Academy is feeling on top of the world after wrecking shop for 4 days straight in Germany. Master Gable has decided to ride this wave of momentum and offer an Alpha Academy Open Challenge to any team looking for an opportunity this Monday on hashtag WWE Raw or Step Up and Sushi says. And who the hell's quote X'd that X and therefore signified it's going to happen, maybe, potentially. It probably will do.
It's Julius Creed. He's quote X'd the tweet saying, Open Challenge Monday, hashtag WWE Raw, tables, ladders and scares Tuesday, NXT. That's the match they've got then. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun indeed. It's important to note, as us sitting here right now, it hasn't been confirmed by the company, but I saw this being reported on Figure 4 Online, and they are the bastions of truth and wrestling journalism, so we're going to go off their word. But just to clarify, so that's I'm guessing the Alpha Academy Open Challenge is him and Otis. It's going to be a tag match against both Creeds. Or it could be Otis and Tozawa, as we learned last week. Master Gable's going to train Mr. Tozawa to be a tag team specialist. It could also be Chad and Otis, but it could also be Tozawa as well. The Creeds are also in action on Halloween Havoc on Tuesday night, so this could potentially be a very busy week for them. They'll be taking on, as we like to affectionately call them on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast, the shagging cousins of Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. If you've been watching their promo packages over the past couple of months, you know exactly
exactly what we're talking about. If you don't know what those promo packages are about, shame on you for not watching NXT. But also that match was made via Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal on last week's NXT. Shotzi and Scarlett were there. They span the wheel. It's tables, ladders, and scares. Oh, they've got a busy week potentially after the Creeds.
Yes, you've also, I just need to read the poetry that you've written here. My goodness, that wheel can be a cruel mistress at times.
It can be. Who wants a tables, ladders, and scares match?
I'm trying to work out whether it favours the shagging cousins or whether it favours the Creeds.
I would suggest it favours the shagging cousins because they can call on the ghost of their deceased uncle.
Yeah, they can.
Was it their uncle? Godfather, grandfather?
I think their granddad. Yeah.
He can come down and spook the Creeds. Anyway, this isn't. It might be the Creeds' first potential appearance on Monday Night Raw, but in terms of main roster action, if you can call main event main roster action, they lost to the OC back in February, and they also had a dark match before SmackDown taping back in 2021 October. That was against the Viking Raiders, but importantly, have not wrestled on the main roster on Raw or SmackDown proper itself. So it could be a large debut.
It could be, and there's quite a lot of matches announced for just an episode of Raw. I think there's 5 here. I'll whistle through them now. We've got Seth Rollins taking on JD McDonough ahead of Rollins' title defense against Drew at Crown Jewel. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci of Imperium. The trick or street fight between Natalya and Chelsea Green.
Why would Chelsea Green want to fight Natalya? And the evidence, please. It's when Natalya put her hand on Matt Cardona's winky. Do you remember that back in the day?
Yeah, vaguely. Dominic Mysterio versus Ricochet and Xia Li versus Candice LeRae as well.
I'm looking forward to seeing Xia Li batter Candice LeRae.
Surely she will.
Nothing against Candice LeRae, it's just the fact that Xia Li's been calling out everybody over the past couple of weeks, hasn't she?
She really has, yeah. It's been
hasn't been used for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, we go from the WWE to AEW. Thunder Rosa walked into Tony Khan's office on an episode of Dynamite a couple of months ago and seemingly hasn't emerged or re-emerged. She's been lost in that office for a while. What has Tony Khan done to her anyway? Thunder Rosa has been absent from in-ring action, of course, since August 2022 due to a back injury that was a part of the AEW behind-the-scenes show with Britt Baker going, yeah, bitch, you deserve it, and stuff like that. Before Thunder Rosa had to eventually relinquish the AEW Women's World title, we have an update on what her future plans might be.
Yeah, this comes via a Q&A that Sean Ross Sapp was doing during the Five Select Q&A and basically had the following update on Thunder Rosa. He said, she's still on the Collision intro, still doing commentary, she's good to go. She's been good to go for a while though, waiting on creative.
Literally in Tony Khan's office, waiting for that creative call. But as Sean Ross Sapp says, that she's been on the company's Spanish announce team for some time now. If they wanted to do it, it's there for them to do because she never lost the AEW Women's World title. Therefore, they could just have her challenge Sheena because she never lost the title. It writes itself. What would you have Thunder Rosa do?
I honestly don't know, and it's one of those. It's a really weird one, isn't it? Where you've got a really talented wrestler, and obviously there was all these rumors of backstage heat and everything. Maybe it's more of a tricky situation. Maybe it would be better for AEW if they didn't pair her up with certain people that she might or might not have heat with. I don't know. It's a weird one to talk about, isn't it?
It is.
So we just don't really know anything.
No, we don't, do we?
Never. We never know.
I haven't got a bloody clue. Anyway, we'll end this news video today with some Impact/TNA upcoming name change, of course. Spoilers if you don't want to see them. We'll see you later. Thank you very much for watching. Leon Slater is the big topic of this little bit of news. He was at Impact Wrestling over the weekend, wrestling multiple dates, first in Glasgow, where he lost to the former Elite Hunter, Frank E. Kazarian, now known as Frankie Kazarian, obviously. He was then defending the North title at Tuning Point in Newcastle upon Toon on Friday in Waka against Mark Haskins, which he won, of course. Then in Coventry on Saturday, Slater signed a contract with Impact Wrestling.
There's a picture of him and Scott D'Amore there being all, and that one I don't think is even much of a spoiler because it's been all over social media since. Everyone's very excited for Leon Slater because he's a wrestling freak. He's just really good.
This is at the 450 shooting star press thing he does. My goodness, he's 19. He's from Bradford.
He's from Bradford. No, but it's the way he jumps. It's 450. He jumps upwards into it, and then does. I've never seen one like it.
No.
And he's not a little small boy. He's quite tall as well.
How tall is he on the old frame?
I don't know. I've never stood next to him.
Oh,
but I imagine he's probably about 6 foot.
Yes. Up the 6-footers. Anyway,
No, they don't need any more help.
In Coventry again, so there was 2 dates in Coventry. There was Coventry on Saturday, then Coventry on Sunday. Slater, lost again to Kazarian before losing to Trey Miguel last night, Sunday night too. So yeah, the Kazarian was Saturday night, then he signed the contract. Trey Miguel on Sunday, he lost again too. But again, he's only 19. He's from Bradford. But on top of that, there's been a thing called Impact Wrestling Gut Check going on at the moment, which it feels like a tough enough for the UK indie scene.
Yeah, they've done it quite a few times in the past, haven't they? But the winner was revealed this time to be Harley Hudson, who will now train at the Can-Am Dojo in Canada. I first became aware of her in a match at Sov Pro, which was the stipulation was like you can only use anything that's pink as a weapon. Ooh. And she was having a match against Mariah May. And I think Holly Hudson, because she's a down-to-earth Scouse lass, was the baby face, whereas the very fancy Mariah May was the heel. And they just battered each other with pink objects. Fantastic.
Wow. They could use me to batter them like in the summer, because I go very pink in the summer. Anyway, she wrote on Twitter, I have no words. Thank you everyone for your kind messages. I can't believe it. And Jack says there she wrestled for the likes of Soft Pro, TNT, Catch, and other places around the UK since making her debut in 2019. So all the best to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Leon Slater as well.
Yes.
Up the English.
Come on. You know what? For all their strengths and weaknesses and that over the years, Impact or TNA they've always maintained a link to the UK, haven't they? They've always been interested in signing British talent.
I saw Joe Hendry and Grado swapping their attires last night. Must have been for some sort of hardcore Halloween thing, I assume. Okay. Or an Impact, one of the Impact shows of the weekend.
If they played each other for Halloween, that would have been fantastic.
Oh, yes, they have.
Imagine Hendry having to come out to like a friend doing all this stuff.
He could do it, couldn't he?
Yeah, of course he could.
Grado looked fantastic in Hendry's gear as well. Anyway, we'll end the news video there, shall we?
Right.
That was it for news videos 1 and 2 today. Go and watch news video 1. It was published earlier today. This has been news video 2. No idea what's happening tonight, but something will on the channel, no doubt. So watch that as well. I've been Ross, joined by Jack, and we'll see you all very soon.